In a world filled with noise and distractions, the quest for inner peace and meaning has become a universal longing. Amidst this quest, many turn to the ancient teachings of Buddhism and Zen in search of wisdom and clarity. These age-old traditions offer us a unique perspective on life, death, and the universe, as well as practical tools for finding peace amidst chaos. In this video, we will immerse ourselves in the fascinating world of Buddhism and Zen through gripping stories that illustrate the fundamental principles of these traditions. From classic parables to contemporary tales, we will explore how these stories can illuminate our path and transform our understanding of the world around us. Join us on this journey of discovery and reflection as we delve into the depths of Buddhism and Zen through narratives that touch the heart and awaken the mind. Get ready to be inspired, moved, and transformed by the magic of these timeless stories. The monk and the samurai. Once upon a time in ancient Japan, there lived a wise monk and a fierce samurai. The samurai was known throughout the land for his strength and skill in battle, while the monk was revered for his wisdom and compassion. One day, the samurai approached the monk seeking guidance. "I have spent my life honing my swordsmanship and fighting prowess," he said, "but I still feel empty inside. Tell me, wise monk, how can I find true fulfillment?" The monk listened thoughtfully, then replied, "You seek fulfillment in the external world, but true peace can only be found within. Let go of your attachment to glory and victory, and instead cultivate inner peace through meditation and self-reflection." At first, the samurai was skeptical, but he followed the monk's advice and began to meditate regularly. As he delved deeper into his practice, he discovered a sense of peace and contentment that he had never known before. No longer driven by the need for conquest, he found joy in simply being. In the end, the samurai realized that true strength lies not in the sword, but in the heart, and he lived out the rest of his days as a humble warrior dedicated to serving others and spreading the teachings of peace and compassion. The Stonecutter's Tale. In a remote village nestled among the mountains, there lived a humble stonecutter named Hiro. Day after day, Hiro would chisel away at the rocks, shaping them into beautiful works of art. Despite his skill and craftsmanship, Hiro often felt envious of those who held higher positions in society. He longed to be rich and powerful, believing that wealth and status would bring him happiness. One day, as he toiled in the scorching sun, Hiro came upon a magnificent mansion perched atop a nearby hill. Inside, he could hear the laughter and merriment of the wealthy inhabitants, and he felt a pang of envy. Determined to change his fate, Hiro prayed to the gods for wealth and prosperity. To his surprise, his prayers were answered, and he soon found himself living in the grand mansion, surrounded by riches beyond his wildest dreams. But as time passed, Hiro's newfound wealth brought him little joy. He became consumed by greed and ambition, always wanting more and never feeling satisfied. In the end, Hiro realized that true happiness cannot be bought with gold or jewels. He returned to his simple life as a stonecutter, grateful for the lessons he had learned. And from that day forward, he lived each moment with gratitude and contentment, knowing that true wealth lies not in what we possess, but in the richness of our hearts. The Tea Master's Lesson. In the tranquil hills of Kyoto, there lived a renowned tea master known for his wisdom and skill in the art of tea ceremony. People from far and wide would come to seek his guidance and partake in the ancient ritual of tea drinking. One day, a young apprentice approached the tea master, eager to learn the secrets of the tea ceremony. "Master," he said, "teach me everything you know about the art of tea." The tea master smiled and nodded, then led the apprentice to a serene garden filled with cherry blossoms and trickling streams. There he began to prepare the tea with meticulous care, demonstrating each step of the process with grace and precision. As they sat together sipping the fragrant brew, the apprentice marveled at the simplicity and beauty of the tea ceremony. "Master," he said, "I have learned so much from you today, but tell me, what is the secret to making the perfect cup of tea?" The tea master smiled knowingly and replied, "The secret, my dear apprentice, is not in the tea itself, but in the mindfulness and intention with which it is prepared and enjoyed. When you approach each moment with presence and gratitude, even the simplest act can become a sacred ritual." With that, the apprentice realized that true mastery lies not in the outward display of skill, but in the depth of one's connection to the present moment. And from that day forward, he approached each task with mindfulness and reverence, knowing that every moment is an opportunity for growth and enlightenment. The empty boat. On a serene lake nestled in the heart of the countryside, there floated an empty boat. Day after day, the boat would drift aimlessly with the gentle currents, its wooden hull reflecting the golden hues of the setting sun. One day, a passing fisherman came upon the empty boat and decided to investigate. He climbed aboard and searched every nook and cranny, but found nothing except silence and stillness. Confused, the fisherman returned to shore and sought the advice of a wise sage who lived nearby. "Master," he said, "I came upon an empty boat floating on the lake today. What does it mean?" The sage smiled knowingly and replied, "Ah, the empty boat. It is a metaphor for the human mind. Just as the boat drifts aimlessly without a captain, so too does the mind wander without direction or purpose." The fisherman pondered the sage's words and realized that his own mind was like the empty boat, tossed about by the currents of desire and attachment. With this newfound understanding, he resolved to cultivate inner peace and stillness through meditation and self-awareness. And as he sat by the tranquil shores of the lake, watching the empty boat drift gracefully on the water, he found a sense of serenity and contentment that he had never known before. The two arrows. In the midst of a raging battle, a wounded soldier sought refuge in the forest. As he stumbled through the dense undergrowth, he came upon a clearing where a wise monk sat in meditation beneath a towering oak tree. Gasping for breath, the soldier collapsed at the monk's feet and begged for help. "Please, master," he cried, "I am wounded and weary from battle. Is there anything you can do for me?" The monk opened his eyes and gazed upon the soldier with compassion. "Fear not, my son," he said, "for I shall tend to your wounds and ease your suffering." With gentle hands, the monk dressed the soldier's wounds and offered him food and water. As the soldier regained his strength, he looked up at the monk with gratitude and asked, "Master, why do you show kindness to an enemy such as I?"
The monk smiled and replied, "In the eyes of the universe there are no enemies, only brothers and sisters on the path of life. The arrow that wounds your body is nothing compared to the arrow of hatred and ignorance that wounds your soul. By showing you compassion, I seek to heal the deeper wounds of the heart."
With tears in his eyes, the soldier bowed deeply to the monk and vowed to live his life with kindness and compassion towards all beings. And as he returned to the battlefield, he carried with him the wisdom of the monk's words, knowing that true strength lies not in the sword, but in the power of love and forgiveness. The Zen master and the student. In a secluded monastery high in the mountains, a young student sought enlightenment under the guidance of a venerable Zen master. Day after day, he would sit in meditation, hoping to unlock the secrets of the universe. But no matter how hard he tried, the student could not quiet his restless mind. Thoughts and distractions would swirl around him like leaves caught in a storm, making it impossible to find peace. Frustrated and disheartened, the student approached the Zen master and confessed his struggles. "Master," he said, "I have meditated for years, but still I cannot find enlightenment. What am I doing wrong?" The Zen master smiled knowingly and replied, "My dear student, enlightenment is not something to be achieved through effort or striving. It is already within you, waiting to be discovered in the depths of your own being." With these words, the master handed the student a simple wooden bowl filled with water. "Carry this bowl with you wherever you go," he said, "and do not return until it is full." Confused but determined to follow his master's instructions, the student set out on his journey. He traveled far and wide, seeking to fill the bowl with water from every stream and river he encountered. But no matter how hard he tried, the bowl remained stubbornly empty. Frustrated and exhausted, the student returned to the monastery and presented the bowl to the master. The Zen master took one look at the empty bowl and smiled. "You have traveled far and wide in search of water," he said, "but you have failed to see the ocean that lies within your own heart." With these words, the student suddenly understood. Enlightenment was not something to be found in the external world, but in the depths of his own being. And from that day forward, he embraced each moment with mindfulness and presence, knowing that the true path to enlightenment lies in the journey inward. The river crossing. In a bustling village on the banks of a mighty river, there lived a skilled ferryman named Koji. Day after day, Koji would ferry passengers across the treacherous waters, guiding them safely to the other side. One day, as Koji was preparing to make the journey across the river, a weary traveler approached him with a look of desperation in his eyes. "Ferryman," he said, "I must cross the river immediately. My family is waiting for me on the other side, and I fear I may be too late." Koji nodded sympathetically and motioned for the traveler to board the boat. As they set out across the churning waters, the traveler grew increasingly anxious, fearing they would never reach the other side. But Koji remained calm and steady, navigating the boat with skill and precision. With each stroke of the oar, they drew closer to their destination, until at last they reached the safety of the opposite shore. Relieved and grateful, the traveler thanked Koji for his skill and bravery. "Ferryman," he said, "you have saved my life today. How can I ever repay you?" Koji smiled and replied, "There is no need for repayment, my friend. The river flows freely, carrying us from one moment to the next. All we can do is surrender to its currents and trust that it will guide us safely on our journey." With these words, the traveler realized the wisdom of Koji's words. Life, like the river, is unpredictable and ever-changing. By letting go of our fears and embracing the flow of life, we can find peace and serenity amidst the chaos. The farmer's luck. In the fertile plains of ancient China, there lived a humble farmer named Li. Day after day, Li would toil in the fields, planting and harvesting crops to feed his family and neighbors. One day, as Li was working in the fields, a great storm descended upon the village, destroying crops and homes in its path. Amidst the chaos, the other villagers lamented their misfortune, but Li remained calm and unperturbed. When asked how he could remain so calm in the face of such disaster, Li replied simply, "Good luck, bad luck, who can say? Only time will tell." Sure enough, in the days that followed, news arrived that the neighboring kingdom was recruiting soldiers to defend against an impending invasion. All able-bodied men were called to arms, except for Li's son, who had injured his leg in the storm. Once again, the villagers marveled at Li's good fortune, but Li remained unfazed. "Good luck, bad luck, who can say?" he repeated. "Only time will tell." As the weeks turned into months, the neighboring kingdom was defeated, and peace returned to the land. Li's son recovered from his injury, and the villagers rejoiced in their good fortune. But Li remained humble and wise, knowing that life is full of ups and downs, and that true happiness lies not in the absence of suffering, but in the acceptance of life's ever-changing nature. The sound of one hand clapping. In a quiet temple nestled among the cherry blossoms, a young monk pondered the mysteries of the universe. Day after day, he would sit in meditation, seeking to unlock the secrets of enlightenment. But no matter how hard he tried, the monk could not quiet his restless mind. Thoughts and distractions would swirl around him like leaves caught in a storm, making it impossible to find peace. Frustrated and disheartened, the monk sought the guidance of his master. "Master," he said, "I have meditated for years, but still I cannot find enlightenment. What am I doing wrong?" The master smiled knowingly and replied, "My dear disciple, enlightenment is not something to be achieved through effort or striving. It is already within you, waiting to be discovered in the depths of your own being." With these words, the master handed the monk a koan, or riddle, to ponder. "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" he asked. Perplexed by the koan, the monk spent days and nights pondering its meaning. Try as he might, he could not find a satisfactory answer. But as he delved deeper into the mystery, something shifted within him. One day, as he sat in meditation beneath the cherry blossoms, the monk heard a gentle rustling in the trees. Closing his eyes, he listened intently to the sound, letting go of his attachment to finding an answer. In that moment, the monk experienced a profound sense of peace and clarity. The sound of the rustling leaves became the sound of one hand clapping, and he realized that enlightenment was not something to be found in the external world, but in the depths of his own being. With a sense of deep gratitude, the monk bowed to the master and thanked him for his guidance. And from that day forward, he lived each moment with mindfulness and presence, knowing that the true path to enlightenment lies in the journey inward. The Buddha and the beggar. On a dusty road leading to the ancient city of Varanasi, a weary beggar sat beneath a Bodhi tree, his tattered robes fluttering in the breeze. Day after day, he would sit in silence, with a bowl extended before him, hoping for alms from passers-by. One day, as the beggar sat beneath the tree, lost in thought, a group of travelers approached him. Among them was a humble monk, clad in saffron robes, with a gentle smile on his lips. Moved by compassion, the monk approached the beggar and offered him food and water. "Here, my friend," he said, "take this food and nourish your body. May it bring you strength and sustenance on your journey." Tears welled up in the beggar's eyes as he accepted the monk's gift. "Thank you, kind sir," he said, "for your generosity and compassion. But tell me, why do you show kindness to a lowly beggar such as I?" The monk smiled and replied, "In the eyes of the Buddha, there are no distinctions between rich and poor, noble and humble. All beings are equal in their capacity for love and compassion. By showing you kindness, I seek to honor the divine spark that resides within you." With these words, the beggar's heart swelled with gratitude, and he vowed to live his life with kindness and compassion towards all beings. And as he sat beneath the Bodhi tree, surrounded by the gentle rustling of the leaves, he felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over him, the lotus in the mud. In a bustling city filled with noise and chaos, there lived a young woman named May. Despite the challenges she faced growing up in poverty, May always remained hopeful and optimistic, finding beauty and joy in the most unlikely of places. One day, as May was walking through the crowded streets, she came upon a muddy puddle filled with trash and debris. Amidst the filth, she spotted a delicate lotus flower. its petals unfurling in the sunlight. Moved by the sight, May reached down and plucked the lotus from the mud, cradling it gently in her hands. As she held the flower to her chest, she felt a sense of peace and serenity wash over her, knowing that even in the darkest of times, beauty can still bloom. The Stone Lion's Secret. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, there stood a majestic stone lion, its weathered form a silent sentinel watching over the hustle and bustle of the city. For centuries, the stone lion had stood guard, its secrets hidden beneath layers of moss and lichen. But one day, a curious traveler stumbled upon the ancient statue and dared to venture closer. With trembling hands, the traveler reached out and touched the stone lion's mane, whispering a silent prayer for guidance and protection. And in that moment, the lion stirred to life, revealing the wisdom of the ages hidden within its stony heart. Part 13. The Moonlit Pond. In a tranquil garden hidden away from the chaos of the world, there lay a moonlit pond, its surface shimmering with reflected starlight. Each night, the garden's caretaker would come to tend to the pond, marveling at its beauty and serenity. And as he gazed into the still waters, he would often lose himself in contemplation, pondering the mysteries of the universe. One night, as the caretaker sat by the pond, a shooting star streaked across the sky, illuminating the darkness with its fiery glow. And in that moment, he realized that even in the depths of night, there is always a glimmer of hope and possibility. The Weaver's Tapestry. In a quiet village nestled among the hills, there lived a skilled weaver named Lin. Day after day, Lin would sit at her loom, weaving intricate patterns into colorful tapestries that told the stories of her people. But despite her talent and dedication, Lin often felt unappreciated by those around her. She longed to be recognized for her artistry and skill, yearning for the validation that seemed to elude her. One day, as Lin sat at her loom, feeling disheartened and alone, a wise elder approached her with a gentle smile. "Do not despair, young weaver," he said, "for true beauty lies not in the eyes of others, but in the depth of your own heart." With these words, the elder handed Lin a simple thread of golden silk, urging her to weave it into her tapestry with love and intention. And as Lin worked, she felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over her, knowing that true fulfillment comes from within. The Song of the Wind. In a remote village nestled among the mountains, there lived a solitary monk who spent his days meditating in the shadow of an ancient oak tree. As the monk sat in silence, he would often hear the gentle rustling of the leaves and the soft whisper of the wind as it danced through the branches. And in these moments, he felt a profound connection to the rhythm of the universe. One day, as the monk sat beneath the oak tree, a traveler passed through the village, singing a song of love and longing. Moved by the beauty of the melody, the monk closed his eyes and listened, allowing the music to wash over him like a gentle breeze. And as the last notes faded into silence, the monk opened his eyes and smiled, knowing that even in the stillness of meditation, there is music to be found in the song of the wind. The echoes of eternity. In the heart of the ancient forest, where time stood still and the whispers of the past danced upon the breeze, there lay a hidden grove, a sanctuary untouched by the hands of man. Within the tranquil embrace of the grove, the spirits of the ancients lingered, their ethereal presence a testament to the enduring legacy of generations past. And amidst the hallowed silence of the sacred glade, the echoes of eternity whispered secrets as old as time itself. One fateful twilight, as the fading light cast its golden hue upon the verdant canopy, a weary traveler stumbled upon the hidden grove, his soul weary from the burdens of the world. Entranced by the otherworldly beauty that surrounded him, the traveler closed his eyes and listened, allowing the ancient whispers to envelop him in their timeless embrace. And in that fleeting moment of communion with the spirits of the past, the traveler felt a profound sense of peace wash over him, a reminder that in the quiet depths of the forest, the echoes of eternity linger, waiting to be heard by those who dare to listen. The dance of the fireflies. Beneath the cloak of night, when the world lay bathed in darkness and the stars shimmered like diamonds in the sky, there existed a hidden glen, a sanctuary illuminated by the soft glow of 1,000 fireflies. In the gentle flicker of their ethereal light, the fireflies danced in silent harmony, their luminescent trails painting ephemeral patterns upon the canvas of the night. And amidst the enchanting symphony of their nocturnal ballet, whispered tales of love and longing echoed through the moonlit air. One tranquil evening, as the fireflies wove their intricate tapestry of light, a solitary wanderer chanced upon the secret glen, his heart heavy with the weight of the world. Mesmerized by the ethereal dance unfolding before him, the wanderer surrendered himself to the timeless rhythm of the night, allowing the gentle glow of the fireflies to guide him on his journey of self-discovery. And as the last ember of twilight faded into the embrace of dawn, the wanderer emerged from the hidden glen, his spirit alight with the wisdom of the fireflies, a silent testament to the transformative power of surrendering to the beauty of the present moment. The whispers of the waterfall. In the heart of the majestic mountains, where the earth touched the sky and the rivers sang songs of ancient lore, there cascaded a waterfall, a shimmering tapestry of liquid light that danced upon the rocks with untamed abandon. With each thunderous roar, the waterfall whispered secrets of the ages, its crystalline waters an ever-flowing conduit of wisdom and enlightenment. And amidst the tumultuous symphony of nature's symphony, whispered tales of resilience and renewal echoed through the valley, carried upon the gentle currents of the wind. One auspicious day, as the sun cast its golden rays upon the verdant landscape, a weary pilgrim made his pilgrimage to the sacred waterfall, his soul parched from the arid deserts of the world. Entranced by the hypnotic dance of the cascading waters, the pilgrim knelt before the waterfall, his spirit open to the timeless wisdom it offered. And in that sacred moment of communion with the elemental forces of nature, the pilgrim felt a profound sense of clarity wash over him, a reminder that in the whispers of the waterfall, the secrets of the universe lay waiting to be discovered by those who dared to listen. The serenade of the nightingale. In the heart of the enchanted forest, where the ancient oak stood sentinel and the moon cast its silver glow upon the earth, there perched a solitary nightingale, a harbinger of melody and magic, whose ethereal song stirred the soul. With each lilting note that soared through the twilight air, the nightingale spun tales of love and longing, its haunting melody a timeless tribute to the beauty of the natural world. And amidst the symphony of the forest, whispered echoes of forgotten dreams and unspoken desires wove their way through the ancient boughs, carried upon the gentle breeze. One mystical evening, as the moon cast its luminous glow upon the enchanted glade, a weary traveler stumbled upon the hidden sanctuary, his heart heavy with the burdens of the world. Enraptured by the celestial serenade that filled the air, the traveler closed his eyes and listened, allowing the haunting melody of the nightingale to transport him to realms beyond the veil of reality. And in that fleeting moment of communion with the spirit of the forest, the traveler felt a profound sense of peace wash over him, a silent acknowledgement that in the serenade of the nightingale, the soul finds solace amidst life's chaotic symphony. The guardian of the sacred grove. Deep within the heart of the ancient forest, where the emerald canopy stretched skyward and the earth hummed with the song of the ancients, there stood a solitary sentinel, a towering oak whose gnarled roots delved deep into the fertile soil. With each passing season, the oak bore witness to the ebb and flow of time, its ancient branches reaching towards the heavens in silent supplication. And amidst the tranquil embrace of the sacred grove, whispered tales of forgotten epochs danced upon the breeze, carried upon the gentle zephyrs that stirred the leaves. One fateful twilight, as the fading light cast its golden hue upon the forest floor, a weary pilgrim ventured into the hallowed sanctuary, his soul weary from the trials of the world. Entranced by the ancient oak's silent vigil, the pilgrim knelt before the venerable sentinel, his spirit open to the wisdom it offered. And in that sacred moment of communion with the guardian of the grove, the pilgrim felt a profound sense of reverence wash over him, a silent acknowledgement that in the heart of the forest, the secrets of the universe lay waiting to be discovered by those who dared to listen. Conclusion. As we come to the end of our journey through these captivating stories, let us take a moment to reflect on the timeless wisdom they contain. From the humble stonecutter to the enlightened Zen master, each tale offers us valuable insights into the human condition and the nature of existence. May we carry these lessons with us as we navigate the complexities of modern life, drawing strength and inspiration from the profound teachings of Buddhism and Zen. And may we always remember that the true essence of wisdom lies not in the words themselves, but in the silence between them. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Buddhism and Zen through the power of storytelling. May your journey be filled with peace, enlightenment, and boundless joy. If you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe.